Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me on today's live. I'm waiting for my friend Jamie to come on here. I'm excited to talk about Tranont and everything that's been happening in my health and why I decided to join Tranont and see the benefits. Hope everybody's having a good evening tonight, and let's see what we have going on. Waiting for my friend to come in. There we go. Miss Cassie. Hello, hello. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank
Here's
you.
the million-dollar question. Do you see me?
Yes, I do. Yay.
It's so crazy how sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't.
I know. Sometimes yeah, I've seen or I've heard, yeah, it didn't work and so yeah, I can see you.
Oh, good. I'm so happy. Well, I'm so glad that we can make this work tonight. This is going to be so fun. See that we have some people watching. Oh, should we, in the interest of time, just dive right in, do you think?
Yes, absolutely. I was sharing earlier. I don't know if you got a chance to hear when I first started, but I'm excited to talk about why I wanted to join, a little bit about my health, issues. I think a lot of us, a lot of women, in my age experience what I'm experiencing, and they might, or even younger, they might not even know what's happening to our bodies. And I think it'll bring a lot of awareness to a lot of women, in their early 40s, mid and even post menopause, because that's,
Right.
I guess, one of the major reasons why I decided to come on board with this company. So yes, I mean, I don't know if you want to share a little bit about you, and then I'll follow your lead.
Yes, yes, I'm so happy to do so. So for those of you who are Cindy's friends and watching this wondering who is she doing this with? My name is Jamie Hansen, and Cindy and I just recently connected. I live just outside of Milwaukee in Wisconsin, so that's one of the fun things about social media is it just connects people from all over the country. I have been loving Tranont products for about a year now and just am super thrilled to be able to share them with people and help people on their wellness journey. So they've done a lot for me. I've seen them just do so much transformation for so many people. And we'll get into the products, in just a little bit and maybe a little bit more about what the company is about as well. Maybe I'll just say just a little brief explanation of what the company is, and then we can kind of bounce back and forth and you can tell a little bit about what led you here, and then I'll talk about some products. How does that sound?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, awesome. So Tranont, for those of you who haven't heard of us, we are an online company in the wellness space. We have around 25 products. And when you look at Cindy's website, I think you'll find that we have something really for everyone, whether it's weight management, digestive issues, clean, effective energy, collagen for hair, skin, and nails, hydration. As she mentioned already, we have perimenopause and menopause support, protein, high quality supplements, just a lot of really, really great stuff. Can't talk about them all tonight, but we'll talk about a few favorites. The name of the company, Tranont, actually means change life in French, which I think is great because that's exactly what it's doing for so many people. Couple real quick things that are great about the company because we know you have choices. Everyone, there's so many products out there. And so why would you want to shop Tranont? Well, first of all, we're 100% clean. So for people who are conscious of ingredients, and if that matters to you, you can be absolutely secure that everything and every product you're getting is clean. We have a CGMP certificate, which basically means we have a third party testing our products to make sure that it is free of no heavy metals, no molds, no parabens, no toxins, no fillers, no synthetics. So everything is going to be really good quality. We're gluten-free, soy-free, and we are backed and developed by an in-house scientific advisory board, which is made up of some really smart people who know what we want and know how to get it to us really, really effectively. So that's a little bit about the company itself. And part of the reason I think that people are loving this so much is because when you survey people in our country in this time we're living in, most people are reporting problems that they're not getting good enough sleep. They're having low energy during the day. They're struggling with weight, maybe all three, right? And so we have products that are helping people in all of these categories. So,
Yeah.
before I dive into the products, maybe you want to share a little bit. I think the menopause support is something that drew you to the company, whether you want to talk about that or something else. I'm sure your friends Your
Yes.
friends know you love to share things that you're excited about and that work.
Yes.
And we have a lot of testimonials out there showing what works, but just maybe just let them know like why you're excited about this.
I am super excited. I've always been one to want to follow the natural products. Growing up in a Hispanic home, my mom was always, drink a tea for this, and these herbs help, for this. And, it's always been part of, I guess, who I am, the upbringing that I had at home. I've never been one to take medication. I don't like taking medication, so I try to stay away from any prescribed medication. And I know that, the doctors will always harp on us. They're going to do the scientific, route, and they're going to tell you what is best, based on their knowledge and their education. And we're not going to discount, a doctor's feedback and a doctor's point of view because they've studied medicine, and they're practicing it. So, but one of the things that I've encountered, I guess, going back to 2019, when we lived in Eagle Pass for 17 years. It's 2.5 hours away from the city that I live in, which is in Laredo, Texas now. I was born and raised here. I thought that maybe the change back in 2018 had shifted, me, and my energy. And, I said, okay, maybe I'm going through, depression or something because I don't know what's happening. It's been a year since I moved back to Laredo, and it's my hometown. This is where I grew up in. But I started noticing the weight gain. And then I started noticing a lot of digestive issues. And then I started noticing that I couldn't go to sleep. I could go to sleep, but I was up at 2 o'clock in the morning and then 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was wide awake. And I went to my wellness exams, and my PA at the time would tell me, no, you're nowhere near menopause, Cindy, and you're nowhere near menopause. And do you still have a cycle? Yes, I do. No, you're nowhere near menopause. So never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I was going, through perimenopause now. So I attributed it to, well, maybe it's just I'm not getting used to living back in Laredo. Maybe it's just a change and my body's feeling it. So fast forward to last year, 2024, I had my gallbladder removed. So my digestive system went out of whack even more. I tried several digestive enzymes, famous brands that you see on TikTok and online, and I order, I'm not going to mention it, but I did order, name brand digestive enzymes, that would help me. They constipated me even more. And I know it might be TMI, but it's a real situation that we face, and I just couldn't digest my food. And I'm like, but this is a digestive enzyme. It should help me. So I said, you know what? It's just not working. I stopped taking them. I continued seeing a gastroenterologist, to tackle all the digestive issues that I've been having. I went through advanced endoscopies, upper endoscopy, and then I had a colonoscopy done and everything. So my gastroenterologist actually told me, Cindy, I think you're going through perimenopause. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you're a gastroenterologist, you're not a gynecologist. She said, how old are you? She asked me, how old are you? And I said, okay, I'm 49. She said, okay, it's time for you to go get a checkup. It's time for you to talk to your doctor and ask your OBGYN, if you are going through perimenopause, because I see a lot of women come into my office that are your age that have experienced the same symptoms that you have. And people don't know how your digestive system can be affected while your hormones are out of whack. So sure enough, I go to my OBGYN in June. And the first thing is like, okay, Miss Molina, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. And do you have this? Yes. Do you have this? Yes. Do you have this? Yes. So the full checklist that he went down, everything was a yes. And he said, you are in full blown perimenopause. And I suggest that you start HRT, hormone replacement therapy. He didn't push it. He said, I want you to go home. I want you to read about it. It's fully plant-based. You would be on it every 3 months. It's a little pellet that goes, on your buttocks. It's a little incision. We do it here. I'll numb the area and you'll be fine. But I've always been very hesitant, to put chemicals or medication that I don't know how my body's going to react. That pellet's going to be inside of me. So I said, okay, I need to look for something else. I bought the over-the-counter Estroven, and I've been feeling a little bit better, but I need to really find a balance in my life. And when I read about Tranont, and I have friends that have been taking this product for over 3 years, and I've been following them on Facebook and stuff. But, I just didn't think, okay, it's for me, and Yeah, I am really, really excited. I'm happy to say that it's my second day on the daily health system. Done the activate in the morning and I've done the transform before the meal. And today I had pasta and I normally feel really ugly after I have pasta and I didn't feel the slump and I didn't feel bloated. So I noticed the difference from other times and to today, how my body reacts with different foods and stuff like that. And it's hard being on a roller coaster of, I want to eat this and I want to eat that and I need to stay away from this and I need to stay away from that. And let me just add another thing. I might be rambling, but I hope it makes sense to somebody. Um, I'm not a candidate for statins and my cholesterol is through the roof. One of the issues that I came across in February that I almost went to the emergency room was I had a severe, severe pain on my upper right abdomen. And it's been since 2019, this pain that I have that it's causing all these digestive issues. When I ended up going to my gastro in San Antonio, and they did a liver panel and she called me the next day and she was so frantic over the phone and she said, Cindy, I think there's something anatomically wrong with your liver. You need to come back to San Antonio as soon as possible and get an MRI done. And I'm like, okay, well, what's happening? She said, there is something definitely wrong with your liver. I went back, she called this, I went on a Tuesday, then she called me on a Wednesday. I went back to San Antonio on a Thursday to get my MRI done and everything was normal. No masses, nothing, but my enzymes were so elevated. So definitely the cardiologist saw me and, my regular doctor saw me and they both said, you are not a statin candidate. We're going to try and give you the injection Repatha. And I said, okay, no, like, no, 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 no. I'm not going to get into even a harsher drug, and I don't know how my body is going to react. A pill, you might take it and then you stop taking it. But then these injections, you don't know how your body's going to react. So there's been a lot of inflammation in my body. There's inflammation markers that are elevated. The most recent labs showed it. There's a thyroid issue going on as well. Obviously, my numbers are out of whack. Jamie, I don't know how it's combated, the natural way. So I said, okay, once I started reading a little bit more about Tranont and I joined a menopause group, I was like, okay, I'm desperate to find out what on earth is happening to my body. Like I felt like I wasn't me. I felt like it was another person invading my body and I didn't recognize who I was. And it's a hard thing to go through, you don't realize you're going through perimenopause. And it really slapped me on the face when the doctor said, oh girl, you're in full blown perimenopause,
So interesting about that is we have a women's health expert as part of our scientific advisory board who's doing a lot of women education, especially in the category of menopause. If you're a woman over 35, there are a lot of things that we just don't even associate with perimenopause, and we're just not being told about them. And there's actually 103 symptoms of menopause, wow, which is crazy. So if you are one of Cindy's friends and you want to know what are these 103 symptoms of perimenopause and menopause, you need to message her. I'm going to get you the list, Cindy, and then you can pass them on to your friends because it's kind of mind-blowing.
Yes, yes. And I love the fact that there's a lot of anti-inflammatory properties or benefits in the daily health system. I wish I was an expert and I know I'm not an expert yet. The 2 days that I've been on it because I received it. And I don't know, do you want me to unbox, the products? Would you like for me to show
you
them?
want to unbox and I can talk about them? Yes, absolutely. Okay. I'm just going to pop this in the screen real quick while you're starting to open your box. This is for her. And since we were on the subject of menopause, this is 2 little capsules twice a day. This is relieving so many symptoms for women from perimenopause and menopause. Completely safe. It's not, it's all plant-based. No hormone. It's not like hormonal stuff.
Yeah.
And it is relieving the night sweats, the mood swings. Just, you got to see the list of 103 things.
Yeah.
This is what is doing it. So if you are over the age of 35, definitely get with Cindy about learning more about this one.
It's unbelievable how many people go through this. Like one of the things I would tell my husband, to be quite honest, Jamie, sometimes I would cry, earlier on, when I first started feeling all the symptoms of perimenopause, I would cry with my husband. I don't want to hit menopause. I feel I'm going to lose my womanhood.
Oh,
And
God.
and he'd be like, Cindy, don't worry about it. Like, it's growing old together and stuff like that. But it is a very scary thing, Just recently I started with joint pain. I wake up with joint pain, my hips, my knees, my shoulders, and I didn't know what was happening. So when the doctor told me, "Oh, you're in full-blown perimenopause and it's not going to be long before you start seeing, that you're going into menopause." I just wanted to show, I have already opened it, obviously, but it comes in a little box like this, comes with Transform. This is the one that you take 30 minutes before your lunch and your dinner. And then this is the Activate. It's an actual, growing up in a Hispanic home, we would drink agua de Jamaica. That's what we call it in the Hispanic culture, agua de Jamaica. So my mom would actually boil the hibiscus dried flowers
Oh,
and
wow.
make an agua fresca for us. But she, dunk a lot of sugar in it,
Yeah.
spoonfuls and spoonfuls of sugar. Agua de Jamaica is very popular in our culture. So it tastes very good. I'm a very finicky person and I don't like to taste anything that's grainy. So I put 1 scoop in 16 ounces. And what I do is I use my frother, my coffee little, and so I whisk it so it can dissolve, and then I add ice and I take it to work.
Yeah.
That's what I did. It's really, really good. It's real. There is a powder there, there is a scoop. It tastes great. I can't say, that it doesn't, because I do like it. Another item that comes in this bundle is the Enrich. So if you want to share a little bit about the Enrich, because I do drink it, but if you don't mind sharing a little bit, and then I'll
Too.
I'll
Yeah.
show my little free gift.
Yes, and I want to back up to the Activate real quick. So the hibiscus drink that you just showed. So what this does for people is this is kind of like the natural drink alternative to the weight loss shot, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to activate your GLP-1 hormone, which is all over the place. I'm sure most people have heard of that, and your AMPK hormone. So this is going to burn the visceral fat that you're carrying, that's just like really hard to lose. No matter what you do, you can't get the weight off fat. It's also going to help you feel full sooner so that you're eating proportionally with your meals, not overeating, and stay full longer. It's also going to help to quiet the food noise that you might feel during the day. So like less mindless snacking or just thinking about food overall. And I will mention that this daily health system, which is what you showed, the Transform and the Activate, won a Stevie Award last fall, which probably means nothing to most people, but it's kind of like the Golden Globe for new product development around the world. So this stuff works and it's gotten awards. So back to the Transform real quick. This is the sugar to fiber converting enzyme. So like Cindy mentioned, you just take it 30 minutes before lunch and 30 minutes before dinner. It's going to convert the sugars and carbs from your meal into fiber so that less sugar is entering your bloodstream, collecting as fat and causing all the problems. So together, these two things not only are burning the fat, but they're supporting your whole metabolic system. So your cholesterol, your blood pressure, your triglycerides, your blood sugar. People have worn glucose monitors and shown, there's illustrations we have in our testimonial group of someone eating one dinner, pasta, pizza, something carby, without taking the Transform, and it shows the sugar spike on a graph. And then they eat the exact same meal a few days later with taking the Transform, and it's amazing how that is flatlined. So we have some visual testimonials of that as well.
Wow.
Which
And
is really
to add, I want to add a little bit more about Activate. My husband suffered a heart attack at the beginning of 2023, and he was actually placed on semaglutide shots. I'm not going to mention any name brands, but he was actually on two. And the cardiologist said, you have to get on them. It's going to be because of the heart health, statistics and the research and, everything that they've done in the studies, it has brought a lot of health benefits, heart health benefits after being on semaglutide. And he lost a lot of weight. He did lose, but the insurance stopped covering it. So then they changed the brand. And then all of a sudden it went from paying $25 a month to $600 a month with our insurance. So he said, you know what, Cindy, I'm just going to stop. And he had to stop cold turkey. He's gained some of the weight back, but he's been on Activate and he's like, oh my gosh, Cindy, I feel like if I was on the shot.
Yeah.
He said, I feel full, and he said it's just so weird that it's almost as if I was on the shot. And he's been off the shot for a long, 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 long time already, a good 6 months. So for him to have those effects of the shot, it was super surprising to me.
Yeah.
I feel like my digestive system is working a lot better, and I feel like I said less bloated. So
And
I'm happy.
and unlike the shot, which can come with some negative side effects for people, there are no negative side effects with it.
Mhm.
And incidentally, what people experience is sleeping better, having more energy, just overall feeling better, plus the weight loss and the blood sugar, the blood pressure, the cholesterol, all that stuff.
Yes, this is a little free gift that I got. It's pretty cool. I'm going to be using it to take my Activate. I just didn't want to use it. I wanted to,
No
show
way.
it to you all first before. So I'll be taking
I
it.
got the purple.
Yay, this is so
And there's
cool.
orange.
There's a lot of neat colors.
Anyone who wants to take advantage of getting this free cup, we have some terrific drinks that are included with the sale. You can see them on Cindy's website, what qualifies you for getting that cool.
Yes, and I know that right now we have a promotion going on. You'll benefit from the promotion that I didn't benefit from. I was so anxious to join
Yes.
because I said I need to get that into my system.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I'm afraid to take any medication. I know that it benefits cholesterol levels and that inflammation. So I'm anxious to know what my numbers are going to look like after being on it for a while. Then running the blood work and taking it to my doctor, and I'm hoping to see all of those numbers normalize now, and we'll get to see what happens.
Let's jump to the Enrich. You started mentioning it, and then we kind of got a little sidetracked. Enrich,
Yes.
yep. This is our prebiotic, probiotic, and 11 digestive enzymes in this one little capsule that you take with your Transform 30 minutes before lunch, 30 minutes before dinner. And this is helping people digest. I don't know if you're someone who if you struggle with like gluten or dairy, or if you just feel very full and bloated after meals, or just kind of have that belly pain, this is helping people deal with all of those things and feel comfortable, as you mentioned, after they eat.
Okay. That
And
sounds
one little experiment we can show you here is I have this pudding cup, and
I've seen that.
have you seen this demo?
I've seen it. I don't know if other people have, but
Yeah, so
it'd be
let's
cool
show.
to
So
show.
this is what the Enrich capsule looks like, and I'm just going to open it. Now my fingers are a little sticky from opening the pudding. Jeez, here we go. Okay, it's hard for you to see with the camera down here, but I am pouring the capsule of the Enrich
Mhm.
into the pudding. Now, while we just kind of sit here and chat for a minute, I'm just going to stir it up,
Okay.
and we'll show you guys what happens with this. Like I said, this is going to help with the bloat, the uncomfortableness after eating, people who have issues with, needing to run to the bathroom. A lot of people deal with digestive issues. In fact, 85% of Americans, as I believe the statistic I read, that have sluggish digestive systems. Our bodies create enzymes to break down our food, but as we age, it becomes harder and harder to do that. And personally, I think because of our American diet, our food is just hardly any of us are eating completely raw, whole food based diets. It's impossible.
Yeah.
A lot of that food is just sitting in our digestive tracts, which is not good for us. All right. So that was about a minute of stirring, right? And you can see that solid pudding just turned to a
Into
liquid.
liquid. Yeah.
Isn't that incredible? So, not to scare anybody, this doesn't mean you take this enzyme and your food is going to turn to liquid and you're going to be running to the bathroom. I don't know. This is just showing how it breaks the food down that is sitting in your stomach so that you can actually digest it and it's not sitting there being heavy and causing all the backups and the problems, right?
And not having a gallbladder, I haven't felt like the urge to go to the restroom after Enrich or after the Transform at all. So I haven't felt that way, which is a good thing because after my gallbladder removal, my body was in complete shock. And, I'll be very honest, the digestive problems that I've had were making me almost have accidents. And yes, this is a lot of information. I'm getting very personal.
It's real though, right? And probably there's people listening who can relate.
But you know what? It's not fun to have an accident. And I've had accidents, and you're like, what is happening to my body? Like I didn't even feel anything coming on. And that's how bad my digestive issues got that honest to God, and then you can ask my husband. We every Friday night we'd have like, let's go out to dinner. You know, I stopped going out to dinner because I did not want to have an accident in public. It was very traumatizing for me. It was very paralyzing for me emotionally. It became part of me and it was controlling me. And it's the most horrifying feeling one can go through. And I never thought, oh, it's perimenopause, you know? So this is where we're at, Jamie. You know, this is life. This is perimenopause at its finest. It's taking over our bodies, but you know, there's also so much we can do as well. You know, we have the power to control what we can control, obviously, right? I stumbled into a product that I'm very confident is going to make me better person, you know, emotionally, and a better person physically. And you know, I just want to feel like a normal human being again. I want to have a good night's rest. I don't want to wake up tired and angry and moody because I didn't rest. I don't want to feel afraid if I want to go have and enjoy a nice dinner with my husband on a Friday night, you know, or a family lunch on Sunday. And there's things that I still do that I need to, I guess, you know, put like on my calendar. Like if I have things to do, I'm like, okay, I can't have a meal because I don't know how my body's going to react. And and I actually do that. And I talk to my husband and I tell him, okay, if we're gonna go here, then I can't have anything to eat if we're gonna go here because I don't know when it's gonna hit me. So I still have that like that fear of being out in public, but I'm hoping that these products, you know, these 2 days that I've been on them, I've not had any situations, you know, like I've had in the past. And I trust that is going to it's going to give me a positive, you know, experience.
I hope so
So
too. And all of Cindy's friends can have a story just because you deserve it. You deserve
yeah.
to live life without those fears and those feelings. Yeah. So before we kind of close off, I just want to show you guys 2 or 3 more quick things. I won't talk much about them, but if you are someone who is dealing with any type of joint pain or again, this can be for gut healing, hair, skin, and nails. I had my daughter using this along with a different supplement we have called Optimize for Pain after she broke some bones in her hands. This is an amazing collagen that we have. We have a couple different varieties, but definitely something that we recommend a lot of people check out. And then the other thing I wanted to highlight is a product I never knew was going to become my favorite, but I cannot get through my day anymore without drinking my Mojo in the morning.
You know what? Shannon was telling me, Cindy, I love Mojo. And I'm like, okay, I can't wait to hear more about Mojo because these 2 days that I haven't had coffee, I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can function without coffee.
Yes. So if you're someone who needs coffee to get through the day, or you're reaching for an energy drink or some type of caffeinated drink, you know, morning, afternoon, multiple cups, Mojo is for sure something to check out. It comes in Brazilian coffee or rich chocolate. They also come in like little on the go sticks. They taste great. I'm not a super coffee flavor lover. So what I like to do is mix the chocolate and the coffee together.
Okay.
So there's just a little side tip. But there's also a sister component called Zest, which is for people who don't want a warm drink at all. It's a cold drink. It is like lemonade flavors. And these drinks will get you through your day. They provide about 7 hours of continuous
Okay.
energy without a crash. So if you drink coffee, as soon as it kind of starts wearing off, you might feel sluggish and tired and you need that other cup or something else to drink. That's not going to happen with this. It also has vitamins in it that boost your mood. And so if you find yourself being someone who's a little sluggish during the day, or maybe you have a hard time getting going in the morning, this definitely is a mood booster and gives an amazing kickstart to the day. You can come up with a lot of fun little mocktail combinations between if you're drinking the Activate, putting the Glow, the collagen powder in there is delicious. The Zest is delicious. Our Quench hydration drinks. We now have 3 flavors: punch, citrus, and our newest is blue raz.
The blue,
Blue
yes.
raspberry flavor. So
And you know what? I'm excited that there's collagen because I started buying an over the counter collagen. You know, they sell it at the local grocery store. It's pretty expensive because I think I pay like $30 for the little canister. And to find good collagen is hard. And to find a good collagen that will taste good is hard as well. So what I would do is I would, instead of putting creamer in my coffee and sugar, I would add the collagen. as a creamer. So
Mhm.
definitely wanting to try the collagen to see, like Shannon says, mix them up, make a little cocktail.
Make them up. And we actually have a really great
Tail.
MCT oil creamer as well. There's just so many great things to check out. And I was going to mention that other thing too. Shannon put it in her comment. Some people, not everybody, but some people get a little bit flushed when they drink the Mojo or the Zest. And it's just because of the vitamins in there. It's called a niacin. It's nothing like you're not having an allergic reaction. It's nothing to be scared of. But
Yeah.
some people get like the red
Okay.
from that.
I'm naturally red, so I'm probably not gonna. Yeah, that's why I've always been that way.
Yeah. So I think we should maybe just wrap it up by saying what happens now. So Cindy has decided to partner up with us and share these products. She has a link. So if you are her friend and you are intrigued by these products or you want to start with us and see what this does for you, message Cindy. She'll share her link with you. We can help you select what products are going to be best for you. We have an amazing testimonial group called Look Good, Feel Good, and it's full of thousands of stories of people on basically every product in our line. So that is something, if you're interested, she can add you to that too. And you can search by product or by a certain issue that you're going through, and you can see what people are saying because it's kind of like an Amazon review, right? You'll be able to find what real people think. Get with Cindy, let her know what you're thinking. And if you, like Cindy, are open to having your own link to be able to not only get a discount on your own products, but have a link to share with other people and make a great income that we have here at Tranont, let us know that too. We're growing and we are looking for people everywhere to be able to get this word out about our products. And we're a fun group of people to be able to work with lots and lots of support. You don't have to know anything, just be willing to post from your phone. So
Yes, thank you.
yeah, so you're definitely going to want to get with Cindy and all of that. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you, and especially thank you, Cindy, for partnering up with us, for sharing your stories and sharing with your friends. This is a blessing I didn't see coming in my life, but I'm so happy that I said yes. And I'm thrilled that you did. I hope that your friends jump in, whether as a customer or an associate, to be able to share Tranont with us.
Yes, absolutely. I always like to join, for the discount, and it's like, okay, what's better? What's a better opportunity for me? And then obviously if I can share the product and make a little side hustle, who doesn't enjoy that little extra, money that can come in. So I encourage you guys, if it's something that you've been struggling with, if you want to try the products, reach out to me. I'm still learning, I'm not saying that I'm an expert, but this is something that's been happening to me that's real, and I wanted a natural solution, natural avenue that I could go on, and I'm happy to start this journey. And if you want to start this journey as well, if you have any questions, if I can't answer them, I can direct you to Jamie and see, where we can help you in your journey as well. So thanks everybody for joining. And
I'll just say this, if you're watching the replay, make sure you pop in and say hi to Cindy watching the replay so she knows who's watching. And once this gets posted, I'm going to put a few extra bits of information in the comments for everyone too.
thank you. I appreciate it, Jamie. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.